Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 2. My name is Xavier Robert, coming to you live from the Yoda capital city of Akwa Ibom. Let's take a look at the headlines. Court gives DSS 1 week to charge Emefiele or release him. Plus, Sweden to hasten deliveries of defense material to Ukraine. Details of these stories and more in a moment. We begin the news this afternoon from the National at the Aso Villa in Abuja. The meeting occurred about 4 weeks after the president suspended Abdulrashid Bawa indefinitely as the anti-graft agency boss. On June, Bawa was suspended to allow proper investigation into his conduct while in office. Bawa was directed to immediately hand over the affairs of his office to the Director Operations in the Commission, Abdul Karim Shoko. Away from that now, the federal government through the Debt Management Office, DMO, has redeemed a $500 million Euro bond on its due date. The Euro bond was issued a coupon of 6.375% per annum. The DMO said Nigeria had previously redeemed a $500 million Euro bond in July 2018, another $500 million Euro bond in January 2021, and a $300 million diaspora bond in June 2022. According to the Debt Office, these, together with the $500 million Euro bond redeemed today, bring the total amount of securities redeemed by Nigeria in the international capital market to $1.8 billion. From the Red Chambers, the Senate today screened the recently appointed service chiefs. The Senate, on resumption of plenary, started the screening of the service chiefs, with each of them mounting the podium to speak on how they will tackle insecurity in the country if confirmed. The service chiefs being screened include Major General C.G. Musab, Chief of Defense Staff; Major General T.A. Lagbaja, Chief of Army Staff; Rear Admiral E.A. Ogala, Chief of Naval Staff; AVM H.B. Abubakar, Chief of Air Staff; DIG Kayode Batokun, Acting Inspector General of Police; Major General EPA Udiandeye, Chief of Defense Intelligence. Recall that President Bola Tinubu had, in a letter to the Senate, requested that the upper chamber confirmed the nomination of the service chiefs. On judicial matters now, Justice Hamza Muazu of the Federal Capital Territory High Court Abuja has issued a 1-week ultimatum to the Department of the State Security Service, DSS, to either charge the detained suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele, to court or set him free. The judge issued the order while delivering ruling in a fundamental human rights suit instituted against the DSS and others by Emefiele. The judge said Emefiele has not shown that his arrest and investigation is unlawful, but noted that he remain in detention without a formal charge, adding that the DSS cannot use the period of Emefiele's detention to search for evidence against him. In a separate development, the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) has suspended the operations of all Boeing B737 aircrafts of domestic carrier Max Air. In a letter signed by the NCAA Director of Operations, Training and Licensing, Ibrahim Dambazo, on behalf of the agency's Director General, Musa, until the suspension is lifted. In another development, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) says it has recovered 454 billion naira looted public funds and secured 90 convictions in the last 4 years. The ICPC resident anti-corruption commissioner in Osun State, Damola Bakare, disclosed this at an event in Ede to mark this year's African Union anti-corruption. Bakare said the recoveries were made through funds restrained, tax intervention, cash recovered from domiciliary accounts, rent received from some property forfeited to the government, budget tracking and cash in other accounts, among others. Back here now, following his overwhelming victory at the March 18, 2023 gubernatorial elections, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Moino yesterday visited his emergence as governor of the state. Speaking during the event held at the country home of the political leader of Ikot Senatorial District, Obong Michael Afangide, the governor, who noted that thank you was not enough for their support during the electioneering period, reiterated that all the 31 local government areas in the state will benefit from his government, as he will ensure that they are touched with projects. In his remarks on behalf of Uyo Senatorial District, Senator Effiong Bob, who commended the people of Ikot Senatorial District for the role they played during the recently concluded polls, stated that the visit was in full. Half of the stakeholders of the senatorial district, Senator Emmanuel Ibawesian, thanked the governor for keeping to his words and assured him of their unflinching support throughout his government. On his part, the immediate past deputy governor of the state, Moses Ekpo, thanked Governor Eno for the honor done them and assured him that the senatorial district will work assiduously to ensure that he has a smooth 8-year run and hand over to Ikot Senatorial District after his 8-year tenure. High point of the event was the presentation of gifts to the governor, his wife and the deputy Akone Yaringi in appreciation for their recognition of the senatorial district. People's Democratic Party (PDP) Governors Forum for the honor done him, having successfully convened the first meeting of the forum in the current political dispensation, saying that the gesture is an expression of the confidence bestowed on him by his colleagues. Governor Eno was speaking on the recent meeting of PDP Governors Forum held at the Akwa Ibom Lodge, Abuja, during his interaction with Government House correspondents on his arrival at Victor Ota International Airport. He ascribed the gesture to the good foundation laid by his predecessors and commended their thoughtfulness for setting the template for such interactions. The governor expressed appreciation to his colleagues for sustaining the legacy and particularly thanked them for honoring the invitation for the meeting, which he said had enabled them chart a way forward for the forum. Now to Africa, where the UN Refugee Agency UNHCR has urged Ghana to halt the expulsion of refugees from Burkina Faso. UNHCR said it was concerned by reports that hundreds of Burkinabe citizens, mainly women and children, had been deported from Ghana after fleeing there to escape violence in their homeland. The agency added that it was ready to provide more support to Ghana. Allied militias have reportedly denied any role in recent violence in West Darfur, slamming allegations by Human Rights Watch HRW that they waged a massacre. According to HRW, 28 members of the Masalit tribe were killed and dozens of civilians were injured by the RSF and allies, who then destroyed the town on Mr. Ray in May. But an advisor in local tribes and the Masalit tribes, Ibrahim, said the RSF had no base in Mr. Ray and accuses HRW of relying on biased sources without evidence. On the foreign scene, Sweden has said that it will simplify and speed up deliveries of defense materials to Ukraine, according to a statement with Ukraine at the NATO summit in Lithuania. It noted that the agreement makes it possible for Sweden and Ukraine to exchange confidential information concerning test flights of Jazz Gripen and military equipment. The statement added that the Swedish Defense Material Administration, FMV, is also entering into an agreement with Ukraine, which will enable the embattled country purchase defense materials directly from the industry with shorter delivery times. Still on the foreign scene, Ukraine authorities have said that at least 2 people have been injured in an overnight Russian drone attack on Kiev. According to the Ukrainian Air Force, 20 Iran-made drones were shot down over the city's airspace. 2 Russian-caliber cruise missiles fired from a ship in the Black Sea were shot down by the air defenses, while information about the impact of an Iskander-M ballistic missile fired from Crimea was still being collected. The authorities added that debris was reported in 5 districts and at least 2 people were. Everton signs Ashley Young on 1-year deal from Aston Villa. Stay with us.
If your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTimes DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
One truth not often told is about the transformation that Africa has undergone in recent decades. Africa is shaping its own destiny and should be referred to as the African opportunity. On Spotlight Africa, we paint the African picture the African way, laced with truth, detail, and the color of the African continent. Join Uyai Anyekan every Tuesday and Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. Spotlight Africa, telling the African story.
Many thanks for staying tuned. Now in business, the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has said Nigerians can receive naira from diaspora remittances. The CBN gave the directive in a circular to all deposit money banks, international money transfer operators (IMTO), and the general public, signed by the Director, Trade and Exchange Department, Dr. O.S. Naji. It stated that further to the circular, the Central Bank of Nigeria announces naira as a payout option for receipts of proceeds of international money transfers. Still in business, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA) has announced that a new gas pricing template for the power sector and gas-based industries has been developed and currently awaits the approval of President Bola Tinubu. It was also revealed that the legacy gas debts of the power sector to gas suppliers in Nigeria had risen to about $1 billion, as efforts were ongoing to finalize the figures and find a comfortable way in addressing the debts. Speaking during the inauguration of the Decade of Gas Secretariat in Abuja, the Secretariat's coordinator and immediate past president of Nigeria Gas Association (NGA), Ed Ubong, said it was important for the government to clear the gas debts in order to boost investors' confidence in the gas investments. Reports say the Decade of Gas is an initiative of the federal government that seeks to deepen domestic gas usage across the country within a 10-year period from 2021 to 2030, based on the enormous gas reserves in Nigeria that stood at over 206 trillion cubic feet. Now in health, the federal government says it has enrolled 500 persons living with disabilities, POWDs, into the National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS, to enhance their access to quality healthcare services. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Human Arts, to the beneficiaries in Abuja. According to him, the move will ensure affordable healthcare coverage from PLWDs across the country. Still in health, medical experts have said that pre-implantation genetic testing technique genetic defects. The experts are noted that with the latest technological breakthrough, congenital disorders including albinism, Down syndrome, autism spectrum disorder, and diseases such as sickle cell can be detected in the embryos during IVF and would not be implanted in the uterus. Meanwhile, a laboratory technician at Abuja-based Prime Laboratory, Dr. Odinaka Ndukwe, said the use and other congenital diseases. Dr. Ndukwe, who said there is no doubt that PGT has helped deliver remarkable gifts to many people, said the PGT techniques are used clinically to prevent transmission of genes associated with late-onset diseases and increased, but not absolute, disease risk. Now in sports, Everton have signed free agent Ashley Young on a one-year deal after the fullback left Aston Villa this summer. Young, aged 38, becomes Everton's first signing under manager Sean Dyche and has joined the club on their pre-season training camp in Switzerland. The English professional Still in sports, Aston Villa have announced the signing of Spain centre-back Pau Torres from Villarreal for a reported £31.5 million. Reports say that Torres, aged 26, played under Villa boss Unai Emery with the Spanish club between 2020 and 2023. The defender, who joined Villarreal's youth academy in 2003, played a pivotal role at the Yellow Submarine and finished 5th in La Liga last season. He has made. And on entertainment news, the organizers of the Harry's Awards have debunked a viral claim that Wizkid had submitted his latest album, More Love, Less Ego, for the 16th Harry's nominations but got declined, as he dropped a new project in the year under review. Meanwhile, Nigerian singer Ahmed Ololade, better known as Asake, has set a new record as the debutante artist with the most Harry's nominations. Asake snagged a total of 8 nominations, becoming the first artist to bag so many nominations in their debut year at the Harry's. Asake also made history in the process as the first artist to be nominated in both the Next Rated and Best Male Artist of the Year simultaneously. Still on entertainment, the Guinness World Records GWR has warned Nigerians this in a cautionary remark during a Twitter exchange with a Nigerian who tweeted to inform the body about her intentions to attempt 2 record-breaking feats. The warning is coming days after the World Records body advised Nigerians to apply for confirmation before attempting. Many other Nigerians caught the syndrome and started off a deluge of breaking the world records. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media. My name is Xavier Robert. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.